To all of you out there who want to get some new toys, we're talking to you right now. So this is this is the battle that so many face out there.
Tragic.
So many face. How much would or could you spend without your significant other?
Or I'd add should. There could even be a should there.
Should you spend without your significant other being involved in this decision? Is there groveling involved? Are there deals made? Are there promises made for another child down the road?
Oh my God.
It's like there's
I hope not.
I've heard them all. I will let you get this new amp if you give me another baby. I'm like, that's the most expensive amp you've ever gotten.
I was going to say, yeah.
Don't do it. But so click like, subscribe.
Hit the bell.
And thanks for joining us. So let's just kind of dig into it because this is a weird topic.
Yes.
And it happens, we see it happen every day in the physical store.
Yes, we do.
Every day without fail. And it's a weird...
online as well. I think I hear about it. I hear about it even in my online dealings.
It's not as much because like the online, they can separate the aspect of the real life with their life talking with us, I feel.
That is true.
Because like, hey, we're all the cool guys at the club now. We're hanging out. There's none of these kids and wives and mortgages and responsibilities anymore. That goes away, right?
Sure.
So I mean,
sure
like, I'm fortunate. I don't buy a ton of stuff.
Right.
I've been sort of gathering amplifiers lately.
You have.
But it's a slow sort of grind. And it has to be pretty special.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be old and say Fender on it usually. Or it'd be like, a weird boutique one that you just don't see come across that we can't get.
There you go.
That's kind of like, that's sort of my thing. But I don't have to ask permission. I don't ask permission. Mainly because my wife doesn't know. Step one, what they don't know can't hurt you. Deceit is very important.
Plausible deniability. Yeah.
And then it's like, that's always been there.
I had this forever. Look how old it is. Look how beat up that thing is. You think I just bought that?
It's another black box with like a grill cloth on it.
It's nice, right?
Yeah,
if you ever get into like the brown face stuff, you'll be in trouble.
Yeah, it's tricky. Like tweeds and things too becomes more problematic. But I have my own little man cave. So stuff just doesn't, I can move, and I move things around every once in a while, so it kind of keeps things fresh, and you can't keep a track of what I collect. Step number 2, constant movement. It's like those animals that have evolved over time to look like a leaf, the little insects.
A stick bug.
Like, look, I'm a leaf. Because getting eaten sucks.
Just a stick with some leaves.
I'm a leaf. Now, look at me, Mom. I've noticed it's a strange thing. It tends to be a lot in like the lower price, the more affordable guitars, more groveling in stills.
Part of that tracks with me because, when I was even poorer than I am now, $500 guitar, it's a big purchase. You know what I mean? Like when you're kind of like struggling along, not saying that everyone who asks permission does this. I'm just saying there's a point where $500 is a ton of money. So I kind of get that.
For a thing that you definitely do not need.
That you don't need.
It's not your mortgage payment. It's not your car payment. It's not your gas. It's not your food.
Unless you're, that's your gigging is doing those things. I've done that as well, and still was in situations where $500 was a lot.
And you were breaking it down into categories before you started shooting. Like I think yours were like, there's the guys that can just buy whatever they want.
Yeah.
There's the working musicians.
Right.
And there's the dudes that do have to sort of have this conversation.
Because it's a hobby. Because it's essentially a hobby. You know what I mean? So like normal average guy who doesn't have millions of dollars just scrolled away.
We don't talk to those people.
Yeah, no, occasionally we do. But normal dude, yeah, it's just your hobby. Maybe they're everywhere. Maybe you got a finite amount of space. Maybe you got cases stacked up in your kitchen or your dining room. My wife would know nothing about that. I would never do such a thing. But
they're empty cases, honey, I promise. Just a case.
They are. And my wife hates them. So, I can understand reasons why maybe you ask.
No, so if you're in the asking category, there's this weird threshold sometimes, too, of like how many guitars are you allowed to have in the house? We hear that a lot, too, like one in, one out type of thing. And I'm more of like, 2 in, 1 out.
And that's not monetary. That's just a space thing. I've never no, that's not really been a thing for me. My wife is very forgiving and understanding, though, generally. And
But I feel like I've infected you a little bit because you do not get rid of things in the way you used to.
God, I know I used to be a swapper, and now I'm.
You're starting to get good gear though.
I was going to say some of it is that you have infected me, and some of it is I've reached that point. I think everyone should reach that point where you start having things that were like, maybe bucket list maybe is the wrong word, but the things you've always wanted that you don't want to get rid of. Like I don't have anything right now that I am dying to get rid of, or would consider getting rid of.
Like the only thing I see in yours is like you might pivot your acoustic,
which is probably happening,
and into something different soon, because that's okay. Because that's a working tool that you use for your gigs.
And I see my acoustic that way, whereas I sort of am attached to most of my electric gear at this point.
There's also the battle of, we see a lot of folks, and like it's a weird battle as a shop too. Like we try to we sometimes discourage people from buying guitars when there's like, how much credit can I get to get this? Like how much, let me check my account, how much credit until I go over my limit.
Right.
I'm like, let's talk about this. And like that becomes a different thing. So it's not your spouse, your significant other. Sometimes the retail showroom might actually be your significant other in this case. If we know you and like you're a regular customer, we've had situations where we've sort of discouraged the sell.
Let's hold off. Hey, pal.
I don't know if you need your 13th GS Mini
in the last 4 months.
But I like to collect them. I have this great collection. I'm like, you don't need it. That's cool. We like selling you guitars. It's wonderful. We love seeing you. But you can just come in and hang out too.
That's true.
I mean,
lots of folks do.
Get a pack of strings.
We like that.
Or not. Just hang out.
Just hang out. Just say hello.
Just do your thing.
Say hello.
But is there? Let's try to put a number on it. Like, is there a number? Like let's just say across the board. I don't care if you have millions, if you have thousands, or if you have hundreds of dollars. Like when you're buying a guitar, because I feel like there's a number.
I mean, I feel like there's a number. I feel like that number can move based on certain variables.
I feel like it's $1,000.
I think that's a safe across the board.
I think, that's the one like where like there maybe should be a conversation. That's the number.
I mean, it's also different. Like, I don't think of it as like I'm asking my wife permission, but if I was going to spend $1,000, I would just give her, hey, I'm about to spend $1,000. Hopefully I am responsible enough that I'm not going to spend that if that would be detrimental to myself or my family.
No,
right?
because I expect my wife to tell me she's going to spend $5, obviously.
Well, yeah. I mean, I do keep up. My wife gets mad at me because like all the credit cards like sitting now you have the app and it sends you the thing, and I'm like, hey,
what's this?
So you spent.
Now you're at Target.
Right. But yeah.
Again, 2 times in a day. We're having our Target groundbreaking this week.
Are we?
I'm going to be going there for the shovel digging ceremony, whatever that is.
But it didn't open until like 2024.
Yeah, dude. No, there's no chance. I mean, probably like October. I think this is what I heard. Target's only open in October.
Really?
It's a weird thing they do.
Okay.
I think it's just like whenever they do it. Like, so even if they finish the store, like they can finish it 6 months before. Like, we gotta slow it up.
Dang.
I think it's just because they like to be there for the Christmas season.
Build some.
And I don't know.
Anticipation.
I guess that's the busiest selling season for all these retailers. So
that makes sense.
They just rock and roll and do that. But anyway, I'll be where the dirt's getting thrown around. This giant clearing.
Target very important.
Coming around the corner. Who knows?
I like Target.
No, so I've had to have the conversation with my wife, like when I was talking about the Languedoc thing was the only thing. Like we talked about before here, like so I was going to get one maybe, and I finally got a friend who got me, awesome dude up north. He's like, I can get you one, and it was. I was like, cool, $12,000 is a lot, but
that's a significant amount.
And she was like, that's. Yeah, she's like, man, you've been wanting one of these forever. Like, we'll figure out how to make it work. And like, I was like, I still don't know. Then the guy tells me, oh, it's actually $22,000.
Holy!
I was like, oh, never mind. Conversation's over. I'm good. Yeah. So that ended that conversation. Because I thought 12 is a lot.
12 is a lot.
A lot.
But could I make that seem reasonable in my mind? Yes. 22 I have harder.
I almost made 12 seem like well, I can make this work. I'll move some things around and. I mean, I would sell a couple organs.
I just like to see one here in person.
No, but like what? And it's weird because there's almost like, and I've seen some of the relationships that come into the shop. I was thinking about different types of folks too.
Yeah.
And like it's because we were all talking about this before we shot. Like the whole shot, we were like sort of, it's something we deal with every day. There's also I call the group of category the old fashions.
Yeah.
Which are almost like it's a very sort of a 1950s, 60s relationship where, like, you know, it's usually the fella. I've only seen it once with the lady, like, but it's well, like, you know, he just comes in, like, he just buys a guitar. The girl's there, she doesn't say anything, and, you know, it doesn't matter. It's like it's very much like, I'm gonna have a scotch, and that's just how it is.
But like you're saying, that could be a guitar or a Mercedes. It doesn't matter.
It could be a guitar or a Mercedes.
It doesn't matter, you know.
I decided to get a Mercedes. Like, oh, that's nice, honey. What color is it? Cool. It's also $85,000, which I think is probably average for a Mercedes now.
Sure.
I have no idea. I'm just guessing. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because are there affordable Mercedes too? Like in that 50K range?
I would have no idea.
An S-Class?
You're
I don't know if
asking
that's
the
low.
wrong person, Baxter.
We're not looking at Mercedes. We don't.
Now, if we're talking about pickup trucks, maybe I have a better idea.
I don't even know if I know what a pickup truck costs anymore. But
it's close to that number. They're a lot, especially if you want all the junk. You know.
I was in an argument with someone the other day where, like, I was like, you can still get a new car for $8,900, and they're like, no. I'm like, yeah, you can. And it's like, I try to find one, you can't. There is no new car at $8,900 anymore.
Well, I mean, I don't even know where that starts. Where does
it used to be a thing?
Yeah, no, of course it does.
I think it's like there's nothing under 10 anymore. That's new.
So that's done.
I think it used to be like you could get a car, like a brand new, like it was like the little tiny Fords that looked like eggs.
Yeah.
You know,
right, or like the little Kias, you know,
like the fire bolts.
Right.
Like I call them that because they explode.
Yeah. There was all sorts of little a class of that. Yeah, they
it
were
was
under
like
10.
cool, like a new car for like under 10, and like on the used market, well under 5.
There was a moment there. This has been years and years and years ago, where it was almost like the Taylor with the GS Mini. You bought a certain Kia and you got the little cheap Kia for free.
God bless that.
That's not a thing anymore.
We built too many cars. Here's a free car.
Yeah. Because what I just paid for my truck, which is not by any stretch a new truck, I used to would have thought, God, this is so much money, even if for a new
I would
car.
have thought.
But now it's like, oh, this is a really good deal.
You did get a good deal on that truck. I can't believe you have that truck.
I did. I can't either, actually. But yeah, the way that the money is sort of.
And Chrissy's driving the Ridgeline, right?
Chrissy loves the Ridgeline.
Ridgeline's bad. Yeah, it's a bad car. In a
loves
good
the
way.
Ridgeline.
Bad, like in a '90s way.
I
like
told
Michael
her,
Jackson.
Hey, you can get a newer thing, but no.
No, I think it's same. I'm still driving my 2006, crushing it.
And we all took the Ridgeline to see Christmas lights last night, so the Ridgeline's great.
Oh, where?
It's called like Lou Mills.
Okay.
It's near Lumberton. It's in Tar Heel, North Carolina.
Neat.
You drive through all these crazy Christmas lights, and at the end they have a fantastic Santa and a candy shop and all these old timey things.
My mind like went straight to like a punching booth, like where you walk up and like a clown just punches you in the face.
I don't think I'd want to do that.
Hey, whack.
Is that a thing?
I don't know. I just feel like that'd be fun. I don't think it's a real thing. That's where my
my mind was like, oh, you get to punch the clown?
No,
that sucks, the
clown punches you.
punch
I think that'd be funny. Like I have a psychotic breaks every once in a while where
Would you be wearing if he was wearing boxing gloves, I'd let a clown punch me.
That's what I mean. Like the fluffy gloves that doesn't really hurt. It just sort of it's just wow, he's got punched.
Okay, all right.
No, but let us know like your threshold and where you've been, how your journey has been with this, how you have to like compromise with your partner, your family, your friends. If like if you have to get permission, if you don't, like it's a constant struggle for us all. And like I think I've eventually reached this state of zen with it though. So
you just need to figure out, even if you barely play, figure out how many gigs you need to play a year to write it off on your taxes. Do that.
2.
Book 2 gigs. Take a loss.
That's the magic number.
Write your guitars off.
No, I'll write your guitars off. 100%.
I'm just kidding. This is not financial advice. I'm pretty sure we're not allowed to do that.
It is funny though when I see so many financial like advice people like on like TikTok and the internet that are complete idiots, like giving advice on like how to invest in the stock market. I'm like, oh my Lord, these.
Are you saying they're not always right, Baxter?
No, it's horrifying.
Are you telling me that you shouldn't get your future life financial advice from TikTok?
TikToker.
What do you mean?
Don't do. It's like here's how I made
or
millions. No, people are doing it. These kids are doing it. Like it's like they're losing so much, hundreds of dollars. No, it's like if you are if you're gonna invest, look at a certified financial planner probably. Or you can do it on your own, like with some proper like E-Trade type of system.
Yeah.
If you're in North Carolina, check out Chris Collins at Edward Jones. It just makes sense. He's like a solid cat. He hunts. He fishes. He drives great cars. His girlfriends are always beautiful. He's had the same girlfriend forever. But it's all I like to say. Like, but he's just a cool guy, and he knows about money.
I was waiting for your tagline.
Oh, he ain't good, but he's cheap. That's my dentist.
I thought you said it about him too. I was like, no, just kidding.
No,
that's your
for
dentist.
Chris Collins, Edward Jones. What could his tag? I gotta think of a tag. He ain't smart, but he's good looking.
Oh, whatever. It's fine. It's just money.
He's not good with money, but he's great with the shotgun. You know, I don't
Or you
know.
could not invest. Screw your future. Just buy amps and guitars.
I mean, that's kind of what I do.
That is sort of what I do. Sadly, one day it's gonna pay off. I'm never gonna retire. Who am I kidding?
We're not retiring ever. I don't really see that. But I mean, like, if we can figure out where we just work just the right amount, to where it's still fun, we get to hang out with our friends. Like, we'll be like the old guys at the guitar shop. Oh my God, dude, I remember when a Player Series was only $1,400.
I'm gonna hit an age where all I wear is overalls, and I'm gonna be here.
Is it weird that I find overalls extremely attractive on a young woman? Not on you.
It was going to be weird. It could have gone weird, but no, that's not weird.
I think overalls are attractive. Like rompers are really cute too. A nightmare to pee, I imagine. Like if you're at Target
whole thing off.
with kids, you're naked in the bathroom.
Yeah, I've had this
Imagine
conversation
the fire
with my
alarm
wife,
goes
actually.
off.
Oh God, yeah, no, that's horrible.
Naked women running out of the bathrooms at Target and Walmart.
Just rompers,
God
rompers
bless.
around their legs. No.
Baxter and Jonathan's fantasy realized.
Target's burning
What
down.
was this?
Yay!
I don't know. I had this like magic magician from the 1920s. And Allah.
Alakazam.
Alakazoo. I did see Shazam over the weekend.
You know what? I was gonna watch it the other night, and then
Fantastic.
I didn't. But I had it on my list. That's
We
what we're
do
talking about.
have Baxter and Johnny's movie reviews.
It's coming. It's in the
coming
works.
up. It's in production. So just
Yeah, it's gonna be a doozy. A banger, as the kids would say.
I don't know. They're
Do the
not.
kids say that?
But
I don't know if
Shazam
they
is really fun with the kids. If you got kids, my kids are like under 9, and they all enjoyed it thoroughly.
Cool.
It's I think Elijah would love it.
Oh, he would. Okay,
would
so I
love
need to
it.
watch it.
There's so
What's
much-
it streaming on? Where do you watch it? Where'd you watch it?
I hate to tell you this. HBO Max.
God.
I love your sadness. It just brings me happiness. Hey,
Sorry,
they
kids.
just released the first Dune trailer too. It's on HBO Max only.
Did they? God.
I'm just kidding again. I'm sorry.
So sad. So sad.
These are the things that I get pleasure
tragedy.
from.
It's a tragedy.
I can't wait for Dune though. Dune 2. Dune 2 or 2 Dunesies.
2 doozies.
Thanks for
gonna be-
joining us. For leaving.
All right.
Bye guitars.
See you later.